The world is a tapestry of immediate needs. Life for this small band of Australopithecus, 1,000,000 years ago, is governed by the gut, the sun, and the shadow of the acacia tree. Their bonds are not forged in words, but in the silent, shared rhythm of grooming, of huddling for warmth against the night's chill, of pointing a long finger towards a distant predator. Trust is the air they breathe. The unspoken certainty that the eyes of the clan are also your eyes. Kobo is the strongest of them. His shoulders are wide, his arms long and powerful. He can shatter a marrow bone with a single, well-aimed rock. Now, he returns from the waterhole, dragging the carcass of a small antelope. He does not hoard it. He drops it in the center of their temporary camp, and the others descend. Their hierarchy observed, but their need paramount. He has provided. He has reinforced the bond. It is the way of things. Later, as the sun bleeds across the savannah, Kobo goes to the waterhole alone to drink and wash the scent of blood from his hands. He does not return. This is the first tear in the fabric of the day, a misbeat in the rhythm of their lives. At first, there is no alarm. A delay is not yet a danger. But as the sky deepens to a bruised purple, the first hyenas begin their manic laughter in the distance. A quiet anxiety settles over the clan. It is the elder, Th, who leads the small party back to the water's edge. His steps slow and deliberate. They find Kobo half out of the muddy water. The predators have not touched him. There are no tooth marks, no signs of a struggle with a leopard or a crocodile. There is only a single, terrible wound at the back of his head, a crater of crushed bone on matted hair. It is a wound Cath recognizes instantly. It is the work of a heavy, round stone, wielded with force and precision. A tool, their tool. A low moan begins in the throat of one of the females, a sound of confusion more than grief. The others echo it. They look at the body, then at each other. The logic of their world has been shattered. Death comes from the sky on wings, from the tall grass on silent paws, from sickness that wastes the body from within. It does not come from a member of the clan. He has seen flashes of intraspecies conflict, violent, noisy squabbles over food or mates that end with bruised limbs and bruised pride. But this was not conflict. This was a finality, delivered in silence and from behind. For the first time, a fear of a new and unimaginable kind enters their small community. The threat is not the roaring predator in the darkness. It is the silent figure huddled beside them in the light of their own small fire. The unspoken trust, the very air they breathe, has become a poison. They carry the body back to the camp, a heavy, limp burden that was once the pillar of their clan. The familiar clearing no longer feels like home. It is an arena of silent accusation. The normal, life-affirming sounds of their community, the soft clicks of grooming, the gentle grunts of communication, the squabbles of the young, are gone, replaced by a thick, watchful silence. Every member of the clan is now a mystery to the others, the intricate web of their social cohesion, woven over generations of shared struggle, is unraveling thread by thread. GH does not participate in the communal, confused mourning. He retreats to a small rocky outcrop overlooking the camp, his old bones aching with a weariness that has nothing to do with age. From here, he watches. He is not a chieftain or a judge. No such concepts exist in his world. He is simply the oldest, the living repository of the clan's memory, and he understands a fundamental truth. A community that fears itself is already dead. It will either disintegrate into scattered, vulnerable individuals or collapse into a behavioral sink of self-destructive violence. His task is not to find justice. It is to find the source of the poison and cut it out. His ancient eyes, clouded with cataracts but sharp with a lifetime of observation, scan the figures below. He is looking for the break in the pattern, the ripple that betrays the thrown stone. He sees Grak, the second male, younger and leaner than Kobo, but with the same fire of ambition in his eyes. Grak had always chafed under Kobo's leadership, his challenges to the dominance hierarchy becoming more frequent and bold. No. Grak does not look sad. He looks unburdened. He moves with a new, expansive confidence, taking the choicest spot by the dying fire. An action he would not have dared while Kobo lived. G8's gaze shifts to Romy. Kobo's mate. She rocks back and forth, her face a mask of sorrow, but her hands are clenched so tightly her knuckles are white. Is it grief, or something else? He remembers Kobo's possessiveness, the casual cruelty of his strength. Her sorrow could be for her lost protector, or for her own lost freedom. Then there is Lek, the solitary one, who carries a badly healed injury on his arm. A gift from Kobo during a squabble over a piece of flint. Lek avoids the center of the camp entirely, his eyes darting from face to face, his body coiled as if expecting a blow. He radiates fear. The sun sets. The clan huddles together, not for comfort, but because the terror of the unknown within is now matched by the known terrors of the night without. In the flickering firelight, Gth sees it. A piece of roasted antelope leg falls from the fire. Grak, without hesitation, reaches for it. It is the best piece, rich with fat. Lek, closer to the fire, also starts to reach, his hunger momentarily overriding his fear. Grak's eyes make notes. There is no overt threat, no growl, but there is a look of absolute, cold command. Lek freezes, then slowly withdraws his hand, his gaze dropping to the dirt. In that single, silent exchange, the new order is established, and Zath understands. It is not the fearful one or the grieving one he should have been watching. It is the one who acts as if the world has finally righted itself. The one who has the most to gain. Dawn breaks, thin and grey. The air in the camp is colder than the morning mist. The decision has settled in Zath's mind, hard and heavy as the stone that killed Kobo. He knows Grak is the killer. He has no proof, no witnesses, no concept of a confession. He has only the unwavering certainty of a lifetime spent reading the subtle currents of his clan's social world. To do nothing is to sanction the new rule of silent, lethal ambition. The group would shatter. The only way to save the community is to perform a brutal, necessary surgery. Zath rises, his movement stiff, and walks to the center of the camp. He picks up Kobo's favorite tool, not the heavy stone of a weapon, but a smooth, worn hand axe. Its edge patiently worked. He holds it for a moment, then lays it on the ground. He makes a low, guttural sound, a call that is not for food or danger, but for attention. The clan watches, their faces drawn with exhaustion and fear. Grak watches too, his posture confident, a hint of a sneer on his lips. He believes he has one. Zath turns his back on Grak. He walks slowly, deliberately, to Lek, the fearful one. He sits, and with the immense authority of his age, he begins to groom Lek's fur. A deep, ancient act of reassurance and solidarity. The gesture is shocking in its intimacy. Then, one of the older females, understanding Zath's silent command, joins him. She begins grooming the female next to her. The egg spreads, slowly, methodically. A chain of connection is reforged around the fire, a deliberate weaving of the social fabric. It is a silent, communal act that pointedly and completely excludes one individual. Grak stands alone. The circle of grooming, of mutual care, has been built around him, leaving him on the outside. He is no longer part of the whole. He is other. He lets out a sharp bark of anger, a challenge to the new, quiet order. But no one looks at him. They do not show aggression. They show indifference, which is a far more devastating weapon. He is a ghost in his own camp. This is the birth of ostracism, a verdict delivered not by a judge, but by the collective will of the group. The final act is the most profound. As the sun climbs higher, Zath rises and picks up a single burning branch from the fire. He walks to the edge of the clearing and starts a new fire. Then, One by one, the rest of the clan follows, each taking a piece of their old life, a skin, a tool, a half-eaten fruit, and moving to the new camp 100 paces away. They abandon the old fire, the old camp, and Zuriko. He is left with the ashes of a world he broke. He can follow, but he will never be let in. He can stay, but he will be utterly alone. The clan has made its choice. They have sacrificed one of their strongest members not for food,
At last,
not for safety from predators, but for the integrity of the unseen bonds that allow them to be more than just solitary, struggling apes. They have saved themselves. The clan moves on, smaller and weaker in body, but paradoxically stronger in spirit. They have faced a monster far more terrifying than any saber-toothed cat, the monster within themselves. Their response was not one of vengeance, but of communal preservation.
Side by side,
In that silent, deliberate act of exclusion, they performed the first ever social surgery, cutting out a cancer to save the organism. This event, lost to the deep time of hominid history, marks a profound turning point. It is the moment a simple group becomes a society, capable of policing itself not through violence, but through the devastating power of collective consensus. It is a chillingly sophisticated act of social intelligence, an instinct for the group's survival overriding the individual's. It leaves us with a stark legacy, a question that still haunts our own complex societies. What is the line between justice and survival? And what part of our humanity do we sacrifice when we cast one of our own into the darkness? This is the account of the chronicler. Bear witness, and remember,
filled with
the watch is the watches.